Hello, I'm Christina Amelong from the Optimal Health Network, and I'm going to talk to you about irritable bowel syndrome, or IBS. IBS is a functional bowel disease that is quite common and occurs in about 10% of the people in the United States, but is something that can be resolved with the proper steps. The origin of this disease can be biological, psychiatric, or social. So knowing what your origin is can be really important in you resolving your irritable bowel syndrome. And that is something we can absolutely help you with. Common symptoms of IBS are spastic colon, depression, diarrhea, constipation. It can really span the whole gamut of symptoms: pain, irritability. So what are the treatments for irritable bowel syndrome? So optimizing your gut microbiome is one of the core elements that are important to look at, and you can optimize your gut microbiome by changing your diet. Dietary things that can contribute to irritable bowel and an imbalanced microbiome could be eating too many carbohydrates, eating the wrong kind of carbohydrates like gluten, sugar, alcohol. So changing your diet, following a plan like my 10 Days to Optimal Health for a 35-day period can give you a lot of insight into what is causing your IBS and what you need to do differently. So I definitely recommend checking that out or following that protocol. Also taking supplements like a probiotic with Lactobacillus acidophilus and Bifidobacterium, and also Saccharomyces boulardii can really help with improving your microbiome and alleviating the symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome. Also, colon cleansing can make a big difference to irritable bowel and help resolve irritable bowel by optimizing the microbiome. So what we recommend is a 3-step enema process, which is to start with a made-for-enema soap that's rich in butyric acid and therapeutic essential oils, and then that's followed up with sea salt and essential oil blend to help implant prebiotic into the colon and to optimize the electrolytes, and then that's followed up with a coffee enema to improve liver health and to give the body a form of dialysis that helps with detox, because heavy metals can contribute to irritable bowel, and unfortunately our environment is full of heavy metals like lead and mercury and aluminum and copper, and so assessing your heavy metal load through something like a hair tissue mineral analysis can give you insight into the kind of work that is needed in order to alleviate your irritable bowel syndrome and to track your levels of heavy metals and to track the removal of those heavy metals. So we do recommend hair tissue mineral analysis if you're dealing with irritable bowel syndrome. Studies also show that vitamin D levels can contribute to irritable bowel syndrome. So I would recommend getting your vitamin D level checked, and you want it to be at least 50 nanograms per milliliter or higher. I think it's better to have closer to 70, 80, 90, 100 nanograms per milliliter vitamin D level, so you want to get that checked. But we recommend liquid vitamin D3 with K2 to optimize your vitamin D levels. Since emotional issues can contribute to irritable bowel syndrome, it is important to address your emotional well-being if you're dealing with irritable bowel syndrome. I think it's an important part of every healthy lifestyle, which is why antidepressants are often prescribed when someone is dealing with irritable bowel syndrome. There's a deep connection between the gut and the brain. So doing things like talk therapy or somatic body work can be really important in this process of healing from irritable bowel syndrome. You also want to optimize your HPA axis, your hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis, which you can learn about also through our hair tissue mineral analysis. And that also brings us to other possible therapeutics to use if you have irritable bowel syndrome, which are our essential oil suppositories. And we specifically have a blend for optimizing the endocrine system, which is our Endocrine essential oil blend, and that can be used very simply in the colon through a suppository a few times a week to improve the gut-brain connection. There's a bunch of ideas for you addressing your irritable bowel syndrome. It is something you can absolutely resolve and find yourself with optimal health in very simple and direct ways. And if you need any support with this process, please do reach out to us at optimalhealthnetwork.com. You can call us at 608-242-0200, and we are here to help you optimize your health. Thank you for watching.